The title of this section is called Arithmetic Sequences. We're going to be working with those again. So, the first thing that I want to talk about is our goal. What is our goal here? Our goal, we'll be given some terms, and then what we're going to try and do is find a formula. So we were working with formulas before for sequences. Now we're going to try and find the formula. So that's what we're going to do, and then we'll build off of that later. So, given some terms, we will find a formula for the nth term. And all that means is it'll be a formula for any term that I want. Say it's the first term, and then I can plug in 1 and get the first term, but we don't need that. So if it's the 25th term, I'll plug in 25, and I'll get that. If it's the nth term, then I'll plug in n, and then I'll have my formula. So that's all that means. This next example, it's going to be for show. It's for show only. For show only. For, I don't know. I'm going to do it and explain what's going on, but this is not, you're going to be doing it much quicker without all the little steps. So I'll do another one after. Let's just do it. This will be example 10. And I'm going to write it there. And I'm going to make a note for show. For show. For show. For show. This means you won't be usually doing it like with this many steps or and all these colors or whatever. So let's look at this. We'll be given a sequence, and it will be 3, 7, 11, 15, and onwards. And the instructions will be find the nth term formula, all that means is find the formula for this sequence. So the first thing that we're going to do is find D. From here to here, what do I add? I add 4. From there to there, I add 4. From there to there, I add 4. Oops. So step 1, find D. So here, D is 4. And we can see that right here. Here, I just used my mouse. Something to, just little tricks that I'm. And the next thing that we can do is find the first term. Well, here we can just look at it. There's the first term. So let me write this down. Number 2 is find t sub 1, which means first term. So I'm going to write down right here, t sub 1 equals 3. Okay, so I have my first term, and I have d. And then now I'm going to try and write them all in a certain way so that you notice something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the first term, t sub 1. But I'm going to write it using the first term, t plus 0, because that's the first term. We don't need anything. But I'm also going to write in d here, which was 4. So I'm going to write 4. And then this will make sense later. So, I mean, this is still 3, so everything's okay. The next term is t sub 2. And that will be, well, it's just 4 more than 3. So I'm going to write 3 plus, whoops, 1 times 4, which is just 4. So 3 plus 4 is 7, and 7 is the second term right there. So that's that. Third term, what is it going to be? I think you'll notice a pattern here. 3 plus 2 times 4. And then the next one, t sub 4 equals 3 plus 3 times 4. So why did I do all of this? Well, first of all, I want you to take a look at this. The 3 stays the same every time, and that's the first term. T sub 1 stays the same. The next thing that I want you to notice is this and this number. This number and this number. These number and these number. These number and these number. The one over here is always one less than the term number, the sub number, subscript. So I'm going to kind of try and generalize that. This is the formula that you're going to be using. T sub n equals the first term, t sub 1, plus, and remember this was always one less than this, so we'll have n minus 1, because n minus 1 is less than n by 1, by uno, and then times what? What do we have here? 4, 4, 4, 4, times d. So I'm going to write times d. This is what we're going to use for our formula all the time for the rest of our examples. So what I meant by this for show, I wanted you guys to see this pattern. If you don't understand it, it's okay, because we're going to be using this formula. If you want to go back and understand it, rewatch it, maybe it'll make sense, hopefully. I don't know. I don't know these things, alright? I don't know. So let's finish this up. This is the formula that we'll be using, so let's use it. T sub n equals, what is t sub 1? That's 3, plus n minus 1 times d, which is 4. And then we have to distribute in that 4, so we'll have t sub n equals 3 plus 4n minus 4. And then combine like terms. T sub n equals 4n minus 1. So this is my answer. Because that's all we need to do. And here we go. Here we go. I don't know. This will be example 11. So, same instructions, except for we're going to use a different sequence. Yes, different sequence. 12, 19, 26, and then 33, and then onwards. Our first step, this will be much easier than the previous example because we'll be doing a lot less explaining. The first step is find d. So I'm going to write it again. Find d. And here we can do that. How many numbers is between 19 and 12? 19 and 12. Well, that's 19, 9, 8, 7. 7 plus 7. Do they do that every time? They should, because it's an arithmetic sequence. Yes, plus 7. Plus 7. So immediately I can find d without even really thinking. D here is positive 7 because we're adding 7 each time. The next thing I have to do is find the first term, t sub 1. And that's easy enough. All I got to do is look at my first term. Sometimes that won't happen, but we'll get to that. So all I got to do is look, and that's the first term. And then I can write my formula. T sub n equals 12 plus n minus 1 times d, which is 7. So the next thing we do is distribute this 7. So we'll have t sub n equals 12 plus 7n minus 7 and combine like terms. T sub n equals 5 plus 7n. And that's my nth term formula. So the next steps here was to find the first term, find t sub 1, and then after that, use the formula, combine like terms. Use formula. Combine like terms. Easy stuff. So easy. So this one is one that you can use on your homework easily. Very easy.